What do you say to all these people why is it so hard to find love?
It's actually never been easier for people over 50 to find love than it is right now on planet Earth. And I know that with 100% certainty.
Did you push record?
Thank you so much for joining us today on Second Act TV. I'm so happy to welcome a new content expert to Second Act today, speaker, author, and relationship expert, Arielle Ford. Arielle, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Arielle is a love and relationship expert. She is a leading personality in the personal growth and contemporary spirituality movement, and she's the author of 11 books, including the international bestseller, The SOULMATE Secret, Manifest the Love of Your Life with the Law of Attraction. And that, Arielle, is where I want to take our conversation today. Huge topic on Second Act. For some reason, many reasons, a lot of us find ourselves single after 50, and in that process are met with a lot of frustration, disappointment, hopelessness. I see it all day long on our channel and on the comments. And that's why I'm so excited to have you here, because you bring a whole different perspective to this. So let me just throw it over to you and ask, what do you say to all these people why is it so hard to find love?
It's actually never been easier for people over 50 to find love than it is right now on planet Earth. And I know that with 100% certainty. And I'm happy to tell you how to do it. But for all the people who are unhappy, frustrated, disappointed, online dating doesn't work for me, they're going to have to learn to manage their thoughts and their beliefs and their emotions, because it's not true. They're having a massive collective pity party, and they don't need to be. And as you'll learn from talking to me, I have no patience for pity party. I'm all about results. And every single day, I get emails from my clients, most of whom are over 50, some are over 70, telling me how excited they are that they found their new soulmate life partner online. Because it totally works if you know how to do it. And most people don't, which is why I've written a free ebook that you can give to all your listeners that tells you exactly how to do it.
Oh, that's terrific. And see, and right there, you've kind of summed it all up, and we'll get into more details here. But a lot of times, that's what I want to say is like, can you hear yourself? Do you realize what you just said? Everything is negative. This isn't working. No. It's like the negative is pushed out there, and it's so obvious. But I'm going to leave it to you to explain how this works.
I'm going to give you a good analogy. So, Silke, let's imagine that you are 42 years old. You're a single mom, you have 4 children, and you've just been fired. Mm-hmm. Now, you could sit on your couch, if it's meant to be for me to have a job, the job will knock on my door. And of course, you would move heaven and earth and do everything possible to find a job, and you would know deep in your heart that you are going to find work. You wouldn't have any doubt at all, because you're not going to let your kids starve. But when it comes to love, people are like, if it's meant to be. And that's not how the world works. Okay, maybe for 0.5 of 1%, there's the cute meat. You're in the produce section of Whole Foods looking at cantaloupe, and you meet your guy. Okay, but for most mortals, it doesn't work that way. Just like the job doesn't fall into your lap, love doesn't fall into your lap. Fortunately, there are easy ways to make love happen, but it requires lots of stuff. The first is you need to be open, willing, and available. Okay? And most people are not open, willing, and available. If it's easy, they're open. If it's easy, they're willing. But are they available? No, because they're judging everybody left and right without ever getting to know them. So they're meeting potential great partners, and they're writing them off in 20 seconds. Mm-hmm. And this is particularly true of women who consider themselves spiritual. The ones reading Deepak Chopra and Marianne Williamson books and drinking green drinks and going to hot yoga and Soul Cycle and all of that, meditating twice a day. I have to tell you, there's nothing inherently spiritual about meditation or yoga or green drinks. Spirituality is having an open heart and coming from a place of compassion and service. All the things I just described are fabulous if you want to lead a healthy lifestyle, but they're not going to get you love, because the same women that are doing yoga and meditation also have a core belief that they're very intuitive. They really believe they're intuitive, and they really believe the minute they open the door and they see somebody, they're going to know in 20 seconds. And it's absolutely not true. I have been doing research on soulmates for 20 years now. I've interviewed lots and lots of soulmate couples. Almost never did the woman know instantly. Generally, it takes women a minimum of 5 dates to even begin to feel real attraction. Mm-hmm. Now, there are men out there who knew instantly, but not women. And the reason for this is men are so much more visual, and women don't fall in love visually. Women fall in love between their ears. So when I say open, willing, and available, that really means all of those things. You have to be willing to invest the time to get to know somebody, to really get to know their values. Just because they meditate and do yoga is absolutely no insight into how they live their life and what kind of values they have. All it means is that you have some healthy living interests that are the same. So, I could talk about this for hours, but the message I really want to convey is that I have absolute proof that love over 50 is so doable and so easy. Here's the hard part. Finding love is not hard. Keeping love is hard. Mm-hmm. And that's what, we can talk about another time, because that's a long, deep subject. But finding love couldn't be easier if you know how to do it. And I'm going to give you everything you need to know in a free ebook.
Yeah. Well, let's hit some of the points, because I know that I just already know by all the comments I get, that right away there's going to be resistance to what you just said.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
And if you want to have resistance, here's what I can promise you. A year from today, you'll still be alone. Okay? If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. Okay? So is this fun? At the beginning, it's not fun. Is it easy? It requires effort. Nothing in life worth having is easy. Are you going to be resistant? Yes, there are going to be days where you get fed up and you're frustrated, and you need to pull up your big girl panties and just acknowledge, I'm not having a good time here, but the reward is worth it. And, I can hear your audience out there going, oh, but do I really need a man? And the answer is no. No, you don't. None of us need a man. Why do we want one? Because life is better when you've got someone to share it with. Yeah. Because you can have a totally great, successful life right now, but having a lifetime soulmate partner is the icing on the cake. And who doesn't want the icing?
Yeah. We actually have, interestingly enough, a very large male audience. We have like 50% or more men listening and engaging very much with this channel. So, again, it's a topic, and it's always surprising to me when I get a lot of the discouraged or frustrated comments when everybody, when they're watching a video clearly titled Finding Love Again, or dating, or learning this. So I find that interesting, because people do want to know, and if you don't, then don't watch. But let's get the...
Let me just talk to your male audience for just a moment.
Sure.
Okay? So men, here's all you need to know. Write an interesting profile, okay? Tell us about yourself. Check it for typos and grammar. I know I make typos too, but most women are really super hypercritical when it comes to typos, so check it over. Give us more than one picture. And if you're bald, we don't care if you're bald, but don't keep wearing baseball caps. They're boring, okay? So show us who you are. That's part one. Part two, read our profiles, okay? Read them. Don't just look at the pictures. And then if you're going to write to us, pick out something that was in the profile that lets us know that you actually were interested enough to read the profile. Mm-hmm. Okay, so those are the two mistakes men make. They don't give enough information. They don't do good pictures. And then they just say hello, as opposed to, wow, I see that you have climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. The highest thing I've ever climbed is my treadmill on level 10. You I mean, be fun, be
Yeah.
witty, let your freak out a little bit, engage with us.
Yeah. That's funny. You're right. That does. It's like, hi, how are you today? It's like, you
Right?
know, yeah, that's interesting. Well, I think the whole basis of your perspective of your message is, like you said, the attitude as well. That you need to come into it with believing that this is possible. And I know in your book and in a lot of your talks, you talk about like feathering the nest or living as though you've already found your soulmate in order to attract it. Talk
Okay.
to me a little bit
All
about
right.
that.
So let's talk about Law of Attraction 101, because for the people who watch The Secret, unfortunately, The Secret left out the secret sauce. So I'm
Yeah,
going to say
I
secret sauce.
agree.
Okay.
Yes.
Law of Attraction 101. We draw to us the people, places, and experiences that match our state of being. If our state of being is, I'm loved, I'm lovable, I'm lucky in love, our life will reflect that. If our state of being is, I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too damaged, all the good ones are taken, I'm unlovable, I'm 20 pounds overweight, that's what's going to happen. So it's up to you to be an adult and manage your thoughts and beliefs. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to get rid of all your negative thoughts. That's never going to happen. What it does mean is when they come up, you just say to yourself something like, cancel, cancel. I choose to know that I'm gorgeous and lovable and hot and sexy just the way I am, because there is somebody out there also looking for you. Okay, so that's the first thing to know. When we're living as if, our behavior matches our belief. So if the belief is the one I'm looking for is also looking for me, then my behavior would follow in with that. For instance, rather than sitting around thinking, oh, I'm so lonely, he's never coming, she's never coming, I choose to know that in quantum science on the unseen plane, I am already attached to the one I love. Because in quantum science, we know a couple of things. The first thing we know is that there's no time. There's no past, there's no future, there is just this now moment. And in this now moment, we all exist in a unified field where we are already connected to everything and everybody. Therefore, at the quantum level, you are already connected to your soulmate, and you can absolutely start the relationship today. And on my website, I have a free feelingization guided process that will take you to meet your soulmate today. It's called the Golden Cord Feelingization. It's on my website. There's a section called free stuff. That's all you have to do. Soulmatesecret.com, free stuff. You'll find it.
Yeah, I'll definitely link to that. You just said something that I want to make sure our viewers caught. Feelingization, because you write that visualization. I think that's maybe one of your critiques with The Secret. Visualization, easy for me to say, visualization alone doesn't work. Talk to me about
Yeah.
that.
Okay, so in a visualization, okay, Silke, let's say you want a brand new 2021 BMW something convertible, leather seats, wood steering wheel. You see yourself driving down the freeway, your hair's flying in the wind, you can smell the leather of the seats, and on every level you can imagine yourself driving this beautiful car. Except on the feeling level, your feelings are, I don't deserve it, I can't afford it, I'm never going to have it, which now cancels out all your pretty pictures. This is why visualizations don't work. And it's why I coined the term feelingization. Because let's imagine you're sitting and you're dropping from your head to your heart, and you're imagining, what would it feel like to know that I was deserving and owning this car?
Mm-hmm.
How would I feel? Would I feel really happy and uplifted and joyful and deserving? And when you're in this feeling space, that's when true manifestation happens. Mm-hmm. So if you want to have pretty pictures and vision boards, they're nice little clues. But unless you're really feeling as if what you're asking for is already yours, chances are you're not going to get it.
Yeah. Well, and I've always been fascinated. Yes, I love The Secret. I agree. It does. It leaves out some of the key, as you said, the secret sauce.
That is the key thing.
Yeah.
The feelings is the key thing.
Right.
Because if you're living with the feeling that something's missing, then all the universe can continue to give you is the feeling of something's missing.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating, and I'm anxious to have people explore that. I'm looking forward, to the comments. I think a lot of people are familiar with it, but maybe you haven't thought about it for a while, as I have not. And I found,
just so you know, I started studying this on September 12th, 1984. It's a very long story why I still know the date. I still study this every day, and I'm a master at it. Okay, I have read everything, I've done everything, and I've manifested pretty much anything I've ever wanted. Now, did I get it in the time frame that I wanted? Absolutely not, because there's a thing called divine timing that you just can't screw with, right? But, I've lived in the knowingness and watched really literally miracles happen, sometimes instantly, sometimes it takes 3 years, but at the end of the day, it always happens. So even though you may understand it intellectually, it's the kind of thing, just like if you want to run marathons, you got to train every day. If you want to create miracles, you got to train every day.
Yeah. And it's funny, in preparing myself for this interview today with you and reading your information and just being reminded of this message, it was so uplifting, I have to tell you. I could just feel myself vibrating higher.
And that's an important thing to do, because we do vibrate. We are vibrating at a frequency. So if manifesting love is your number one priority, then you need to vibrate at the frequency of love. Now, how do we do that? We be love. And I'm going to give you a simple daily exercise to do to be love. So my definition of a soulmate is that it's someone with whom you can completely be yourself, somebody with whom you share unconditional love, and when you look into their eyes, you have the experience of being home. Now, there are already people in your life that are your soulmates. It could be your parents, your kids, your siblings, your best friend, your coworkers, your cats, or your dogs. But chances are you could make a list right now of 20 people with whom you can completely be yourself and love unconditionally, right? So make that list, and then once a day for 5 minutes, review the list, drop into your heart, feel how much love you already have. Get into the frequency of thanking God, the universe, or whoever you pray to for the abundance of love you already have. And when you're thanking the universe for the abundance of love, it alters your love frequency, making your heart magnetic to romantic love.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. No, I could talk to you obviously forever about this. We're starting to run out of time on this segment, and we'll, of course, link to all of your information. But before I close out, let me just ask you, is there anything and another thought you want to leave with our audience before we close out this segment?
Yes, and here's something I know for absolute sure. Big love, what I call big love, soulmate life partnership, is absolutely possible for everybody, regardless of age, weight, income level, geography. There are 7.3 or 4 billion people alive on the planet right now. Half of them are single. There's no shortage of conscious human beings looking for love. The only thing between you and love is visibility.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, Arielle, thank you so much. Again, I'll link to all of your information. I hope that, one of the biggest takeaways on this segment is just opening yourself up again to the possibility, believing that it is possible, because there's just too much negativity out there, and these are hard times and people struggle, and we do have it within us. We do have some control if we just control our mind or our emotions. So I want to hold you over for another segment, because as you said earlier, finding love is easy if you do it, with the right intention, with the right belief. Keeping it is another story. Yes. Also another big topic with the whole gray divorce phenomenon after 50. So let me hold you over. We'll come back for another segment talking about keeping love alive. Thank you so much, Arielle.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't already done so, please be sure to subscribe to our channel. The button is right over here. Just click on through to YouTube, and when you see the little bell right next to the subscribe button, hit that too, and we'll notify you every time we launch a new video. See you next time.